Hello and welcome to the Intentional Excellence podcast, where we have honest conversations about growth, healing, leadership, and living a life of purpose. I'm your host, Candice Ruggiero. I'm a keynote speaker, host of this podcast, host of the Love Speaks live show, and founder of Love Speaks Out in the community. I'm also a proud educator, mentor, and someone deeply passionate about resilience, healing, and helping others form their pain into purpose. Today, we continue with our powerful series called Burned.Not Broken, a collection of inspiring conversation with people who have been through life altering challenges and chose to rise stronger, softer, and more rooted in who they are. My guest today is someone I truly admire. But before I introduce her to you, I'd like to share with you more about what this person does. She's April Perreras, and she's a passionate advocate, healthcare professional, and breast cancer survivor committed to empowering others through education, movement, and healing. April is a registered nurse. She's a certified lymphedema therapist, and I hope April will correct me later if I said that correctly. She's a certified lymphedema therapist and cancer exercise specialist. She combines her clinical expertise with lived experience to provide compassionate, personalized care for individuals navigating cancer recovery. After her own breast cancer journey, April founded Move Beyond Cancer, a platform dedicated to raising breast cancer awareness, promoting early detection, and offering specialized services and rehabilitative care and exercise therapy. Her mission is to help survivors regain strength, confidence, and quality of life while fostering a supportive community of hope and resilience. Through her advocacy, professional services, and inspiring online presence, April is changing the way we view survivorship, reminding us that healing is both a physical and emotional journey, and that movement can be a powerful path to recovery. My viewers, my followers, please help me welcome April Perreras to the show. Hi, April. How are you?
Hello. Thank you, Candice, for that beautiful introduction.
April, I am so honored to have you here. You don't know. I have been so excited. And
Thank you for inviting me.
of course, before we move on, do you want to add anything to that beautiful introduction? You've done so much already. Do you want to add any more that I might have failed to mention?
You've already mentioned everything. Thank you.
All right. So, April, my podcast channel is worldwide. Okay. We're being seen in Europe, in Australia, in America, and I've had guests also coming from various countries. So, let's share where we come from. So, currently, I am in Florida, in America. Sunny, summer, hot, very hot. And it's already early morning. By the way, I am video recording this at 6 o'clock in the morning. What about you? Share with us. Where are you podcasting, my friend?
I am from the Philippines,
Mhm.
from Santa Rosa, Laguna. It's There's a typhoon going on, and we're currently safe and dry. And yeah,
Well, I'm sorry if I laughed. I'm truly sorry. I should have said. I hope you're okay. I hope your
yeah,
family
we're
is
very
well.
very safe.
All right, all right. And also, I just wanted the viewers to know that why is this special? Because I myself, as some of you already know, I was born in the Philippines and I grew up in the Philippines. Although I've lived so many years already away from the Philippines, my heart is always with Filipinos. And this is the very first time that I have a guest from the Philippines. She's my second Filipino, but the first one was based here in America. But my dear April is my very first guest from the Philippines. So it's there's a special thing in my heart. So I'm really honored to have you, April. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you. I'm also honored to have you. I mean, to for you to have me here and to be here with you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And also, just a moment to say something personal. I've known April's family since I live in the Philippines. Like her family and my family were actually what do you call that? Close family. Like we were like family friends, right? Our
Yes.
families would hang out from the dad, the mom, the kids. So I remember April, as a young girl, she's the youngest of a beautiful family. You have three girls, two girls and one,
Yes,
and
three
I remember.
girls. Yeah.
And to be
Hmm.
honest, first of all, please say hi to everyone, especially to Tita Violi, her mom.
She's
Uh,
actually there in the States. She's back
oh,
there
oh. So, any of your sisters here in America?
with Ate Kay.
Okay, all right. Well, send my
She's
regards,
there.
and I hope they enjoy this episode. And I also
Hmm.
wanted to share why most of the time when I look for a guest, I I look for them in women's networking or Facebook pages, entrepreneur, or like I post it on my page, or I do a lot of research. But this one specifically, I reached out to April. Okay. I was the one who actually reached out for her. I wasn't sure if she was going to accept. Why did I do that? April, I have been following your journey and I am in awe of your strength and grace you've shown. She's all over social media herself. And I did see that there was one time she had a defining moment, which she will be sharing with you in a little while. But I just wanted to let you know that that is exactly the reason why you're here, because I think you are amazing. And I think your journey is something that needs to be shared with a lot of people. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, April, for accepting this invitation.
Thank you also.
All right, so let's start.
Yes.
So, April, take us back to the moment that everything changed for you. Like, you are a cancer survivor, and that in itself carries such profound strength. Maybe can you share or take us back to the time when you first found out you had breast cancer? What was that moment like? How did you feel?
Well, that was a very very hard era of my life. It was way back in 2022 when I had a series of tests done because I felt a lump on
Okay.
my right chest.
Okay.
So, being the nurse that I am, very proactive in health, I immediately booked a mammogram, and it showed that it was normal. They didn't see anything because
Okay.
my breasts were dense. So I already knew that dense breasts won't really reflect anything in the mammogram. So I had to undergo an ultrasound to see if there's something wrong with the lump. And sure enough, they saw that it didn't look good, and
Okay.
they ran more tests for me until they said that, okay, we have to take a biopsy just to be
Okay.
sure. At that time, I was kind of hopeful that it was still benign, but
Of
at the back
course.
of my mind, I kind of knew that it's
Yeah.
not really going to be good.
Does
So
it run in your
fast.
family? Sorry to interrupt you. Does cancer,
um, well,
breast cancer?
it breast cancer, yes.
Okay.
It actually, uh, me and my sister Audrey
Okay.
are both diagnosed in the same year. So that's another story. While I was undergoing all of these tests, I asked my sisters to get checked, and that's when my
Okay.
sister had her breast checked, and they found a stage 0 breast cancer. So she got
Exactly the
diagnosed
same.
ahead of
So
me.
exact. So because you found out you had yours, you encouraged them to go for a mammogram.
Yes, while I was still going through and I wasn't diagnosed yet.
Okay.
I
All right.
already
Okay.
informed my sisters that, okay, this is what's going on with me now. So I highly recommend that you also get yourself checked. So
Okay.
she did, and
Okay.
she was diagnosed ahead of me. And the good thing about it is it was stage 0. It's ductal carcinoma in situ, or DCIS. So it's a very,
Okay.
very early
Okay.
detected
Detection.
form of
Okay.
cancer. So yeah. Um, but then for my case, I had to go through surgery. I decided to have an excision biopsy. I wanted the lump to be removed. I don't like it
Okay.
to be uh, tested. I want it to be removed. So it happened in April of 2022. And that's when I got the bad news that it was indeed an invasive form of lobular breast cancer.
Did they give you a
And
stage
so,
at that time? Did they give you a
not
stage?
yet. There's no
Okay.
stage yet. Unfortunately, the biopsy, or I mean, the sample, or the tumor that was taken out, when they tried to get extra margins out of it to make sure that they cover everything. Um, in terms, the margins were positive,
Okay.
meaning there were cancer cells abutting the edges of the tumor that was taken out.
Okay.
So it means there could be more inside. So we had to schedule another surgery to go back to the cavity and to for them to just, clear it all out. And they also
Right.
did a sentinel lymph node biopsy to check if it invaded my lymph nodes.
Okay.
Thankfully, it did not. All my lymph nodes were negative,
Well, if it
but
did, what could have it? What does that mean? If it did, what does
oh,
that
if it
mean?
did, then there's a higher chance that it could spread outside of my
Okay.
body.
Okay.
So the lymph nodes are the ones that might, bring the cancer
Okay.
everywhere. So in my case, it was negative, thank you.
Okay.
But they found another tumor within the cavity right beside the titanium plate that was left for marking. Thankfully, my surgeon found that, and when they tested it, it was also the
Malignant.
same cancer. Yes. So after that second surgery, we had a conference with all my doctors, my medical team, and they just recommended that I have my entire breasts taken out because they can no
Breast. We're
longer
talking about both.
the entire breast, no, just the right
Just
breast.
the one, the right one. Okay.
Yeah, because they can no longer save it. So
Okay.
yeah, it took me weeks of
Did you have
prayers
a
and
choice, April? Did you have a choice not to?
no.
Because we always have free will. There's always free will, right? Like,
No,
did you
we
have a
don't have a
choice?
choice.
Okay.
In my
Right. Yeah.
case, we don't know the extent of the cancer's invasion in my breast,
Okay.
and they can't keep going back and taking out what's there without. We don't have a guarantee that it
Okay.
didn't spread yet.
Okay.
And thankfully, I decided to take both
Mhm.
breasts out. I just don't want to bother myself to even worry about a healthy
Yeah.
breast that can have the chance of getting cancer as well. So I just wanted them both out. So, and that was great because when the mastectomy, the pathology came out, they found six more tumors in the right breast. So can you just imagine if I left it there? I mean, even if the first surgery was a successful
Yes.
negative margins and we would hold on to that thought
Right.
without knowing that there are more, I don't know what else, so yeah, I mean, everything was just a blessing in disguise. And removing my other breast for preventative measures just gave me that peace of mind.
Okay.
um and after that, that was then I was finally staged. It was a stage 2B.
Okay.
And not until after my mastectomy that they were able to tell me the course of treatment.
Okay.
And I had the option to do chemotherapy or not. So it was up to me, but I was required to do radiation
Okay.
and oral medications for maintenance. So I chose not to do chemotherapy,
Okay.
and I went through 22 rounds of radiation therapy. Yeah, so my breasts were removed in July. I just had my 3-year mark this year.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and then I started my radiation therapy, and I did it from September to October of 2022.
Okay.
And I started taking the tamoxifen. That's my maintenance medications. I'm going to be
Okay.
taking it for 5 to 10 years,
Okay.
and that's what I'm taking until now. So I was declared no evidence of disease or all good in December after everything. And
So
now, yeah,
you were finally what do you call that? They termed you
I
as cancer free.
yeah,
Cancer free.
I'd like to say I always say I'm cancer free because it's no longer in my body. So
And you
I
know what?
want
Just think
that in my
positive.
mindset.
Yes.
Yes, it's a no evidence of disease, NED. That's what they say. Yeah. So until now, every time I get checked, it's always NED. So I get checked every quarter.
Okay. Well, I mean, I remember the time when because April is very she's her online presence is very strong. All right. I think even prior to you
Mhm.
finding out that you had cancer, you were
Yeah.
already online everywhere. I
Hmm.
specifically don't remember. I think you are also an ambassador of something, or were you a model or something like that? I knew you and your wonderful, beautiful children are always online. So you wouldn't even with you can't even tell that you were struggling in a good way. Okay, I don't mean to sound like you didn't, because you just continually tried to spread positivity. Like, I didn't even know the details until now when you explained to me what you really went through. Like that, I didn't even know like that you had to go through radiation. I know you did some snippet, like you were, sharing, because I think you're also blogging in your own way. But I never realized until now, like, exactly what you went through. But the positivity that you showed to your followers, I'm a follower. You don't know, I'm a follower of you, was just so strong that it really makes anyone going through a life trial, specifically breast cancer, hold on to that hope that it's going to be okay. And I didn't even know that it's been 3 years, because looking at you, like I said, you still are there. I also wanted to share to the viewers that she's an advocate for fitness. Okay, April, maybe you can explain that in a little while. She is also seen online, just encouraging people to be active and fit. Despite what she went through, despite the loss of her breast, you really could see just the beautiful April still shining, no matter what she went through. That's the reason why you're here. That's the reason why you're here, because of your positivity. Um, Thank you for sharing. And I know just bringing back that memory could sometimes, trigger some memories or some pain. And honestly, just a quick sharing. When I was already also here in America, when I gave birth to my second son here, I also went, because here you have to go every year, right? You have to go for mammogram, right? And also same thing. They found something, and they asked us to come back for consultation and then they sat with us. My mother-in-law was there, my husband was there, and they told us that there's a possibility also that I might have, they have something. So I had to go through biopsy just like you, and I know how it must have felt,
Yeah,
terrifying. Had to
it
go through
was.
biopsy, and I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a scaredy cat
Mm-mm.
myself, right? So I remember, like, just the fact that I'm going for biopsy, somebody touching my breast was already freaking me out. So I had to turn into my love for music. I had headphones while they were
Mhm.
like, like doing some stuff, because just like I said, I'm not strong. Like, you're a nurse and I'm not like that. So I was dealing with double, like the fear of, like, what if I have cancer, and the fear of actually like going through biopsy. So luckily for me, it was benign. And like you, I'm a
Oh,
dense person, very dense person. But
mm,
just the agony of going through that initial knowing that you might have it. So
yeah,
I praise you that, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. And yours was a different case. It's more, reasons to really like lose yourself. But no, you're here. So thank you. And 2 years ago, I had another scare, but again, it's one of those dense moments. Like, I'm just a very dense person, but we can never take things for granted, especially our bodies. So I'm glad that you
mm-hmm.
also told your sisters to,
Yeah,
just just be careful, and always get tested. Our investments, it's really our health. We
yes,
have to invest on our health, right?
that's true.
How are you now? Like, share with me. You're an active mom as well. I
Mm-hmm.
see you very hands on with your children. At that
Mm-hmm.
time, they were younger. I remember you had a baby, I think a toddler at that time when it happened, and a little,
Yeah.
like, maybe a grade schooler. How did that
Mm-hmm.
change your life? Being hands on when you had to go through it emotionally and physically, like literally going to the hospital and you going through it emotionally. How did it
Yeah,
change your life?
that was hard.
Okay.
Being a mom with cancer and still trying to keep the dynamics the same.
Okay.
Um, Especially while I was going through so many things. I was healing from surgeries, and I was going through checkups, and then all the way until the time that I was going through treatment. Um, it helped that we openly talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I explained to my children in very simple terms what is going on. Um, Starting from day one that I got diagnosed, I made sure that they were in on what's going on with me, and they know what their mom is going through, so that um, they won't be left out
Right.
and they won't be asking questions. I just want it to be very, very open.
Okay.
So in all three surgeries, they saw me going home with bandages. After my bilateral mastectomy, they saw me cleaning my scars, taking care of myself. They saw their dad take care of me, giving me showers, helping me get dressed, helping me get up from the bed. It became a team effort for
Okay.
everyone to
That's
just
so
be there
sweet.
for each other and step up. They stepped up. All the chores that I used to do, they handled it. They helped each other. It was a beautiful moment actually.
Yeah.
A big moment of growth for everyone. Um, and a big realization for all of us that life is just so precious and
Yes.
family is just really what matters. And I wanted them to feel and to see that
Yes.
I'm still me, that I'm still their mom. No matter what has happened to me, whatever I've been through, they saw me get up from being beaten down by surgery. They saw me exercise every
Right.
single day and still do my movements. They saw me fight and they saw me go stronger every day. And when I got back to my dumbbells, these dumbbells are very important to me.
How long did it take you to go
Uh,
back to your exercise? I know you're very active.
yeah, it depends on the surgery. So on my
Okay.
first two
So wait, you
lumpectomies,
were
I was back.
diagnosed April. When did you have the surgery?
I had my first surgery in April 1. That was the one that diagnosed me with cancer
Okay.
when they took out the entire lump.
Okay.
And then I had a second surgery on May 26th. So that's a month after. And then I had both breasts removed, bilateral mastectomy in July. So it's like just a month or so of rest.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
have to
So
stop working? Did you have to stop
Um,
working?
I'm not really employed. I just
Okay.
have, little
You
things
work
on
from
the
home?
side.
Okay.
I work from home. I work
Okay.
online. I just do, online things. And I'm very hands-on. That's what I said.
Okay.
So when it comes to school pickups, I still did it.
Okay.
Except for the times that I was healing and I just had surgery. So I was able to go back to my dumbbells, like a week after, my first two surgeries. But then with the bilateral mastectomy, that's totally different, right? So I had like around um 2 to 3 weeks before I held my first 5 pounds. And it was all with my doctor's advice. I had been fit all my life, not all my life,
Yeah.
like half of my life,
Right.
so in my case, I know and I just listen to my body, and
Yes.
I know which ones are safe for me to do and to go back to, and I just progressed from there. um by the end of the year, I was back to carrying the heaviest dumbbell, and
Wow.
that's really great.
Wow.
It's just really shows that exercise really helps with recovery, and it's really medicine. At the time that I had to go through radiation, that was every day, Monday to Friday. I have to drive myself to the hospital. My husband can't drive me because he
Mhm.
has work. He's
Go to work.
employed,
Yeah.
and my kids have school. So my usual schedule would be I would exercise in the morning. I would bring my kids to school, and then I would go to radiation, and then I would pick them up from school, and then we'll all go home. Or it just changes. It's just the same flow.
Right.
But I drove myself. I took myself
Yeah.
to radiation every single day on my own, and I
Wow.
just wanted to live as normal as I
Normal life.
could.
Yes.
I didn't want to really focus on me being a sick person. I don't want to look sick either.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
dressed up, I put makeup, I fixed my hair. I just did all the things. I went to the gym every day, and I took care of myself even more. It's just
Yes.
being more mindful
Right.
that,
Right.
yeah, that everything that I'm doing from that time on will be for my healing.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's how everything changed, but in a good way.
Oh my God, April, you are just showing the way that you describe your journey. Um, you're just showing everyone how something that could have been traumatic or truly defining moment can still can still bring you peace despite what you're going through. And
Yeah.
I like, you know what I mean? Like, it still does not change you as a person. It still does not mean that life is over for you. And thank you for sharing the family dynamics, that in the end, what actually helps you also, if is the support that you have from
Mm-hmm.
whoever. It could be from a person, a support group. In your case, it's your family that actually,
Mm-hmm.
like, just involving them, that means a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice to show our viewers, our followers, that if you do have your family still intact, or you have a strong support group, include them in your journey, because that matters a lot. Thank you. Did
Yeah,
you
I would
ever
really
have to
say that.
join? Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I would really say that it's really important to have that kind of support. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
not your family, you just find someone or somewhere for that kind of
Yes.
support. I would say that another thing that helped me a lot, aside from my family, is me reaching out to fellow breast cancer warriors.
And how did you do that? How
It's
did you do
totally
that?
different.
Yeah.
It's totally different to talk to family versus talking to someone who has been through what I've been through or
Yes.
what I'm going through. And at the time, I needed to hang on, or I needed to find hope from someone who
Right.
has been
Right.
there. And it
Yes.
took me, a lot of sleepless nights just searching on Instagram, looking at hashtags,
Right.
finding accounts and articles and blogs about people who have been there. And I found a lot, like a handful of people who have been so generous in just giving me advice and
Wow.
sharing their stories. And, because there's not much on the internet about the actual journey. Not
Yeah.
not many people would openly share. So
Right.
that's
Right.
also what motivated me to talk about my story. That's what made me share on Instagram real time
Right.
everything that I've been going through. It's like I made it my online diary of my entire breast cancer journey. And it was therapeutic for me. I found I found that it was therapeutic in such a way that the more I talk about it, the more it
Yes.
felt real, the
Yes.
more that I won't be in denial that it's, this is happening to me and whatever, or I'll be blaming myself for things that, I'm not supposed to blame myself for. But yeah, whenever I share, it just releases so much. It's a form
Right.
of
Right. Right.
release. So
Yes.
I see, like, I say it or I share whatever's happening to me, to my family. And then I have this group called Breast Friends. I was
Okay.
added to this group chat by some really, really kind um, breast cancer survivors who heard about my story because I posted, and then they're like, oh, okay, April, let's add you to this group. I'd like you
Okay.
to meet them and all that. So we have a group chat, and that helped so much. It's like it's literally what I've always heard. It's it's the worst club, but it has the
Okay.
best members. It has the best members. It's like a club
You
you don't
said
want to
that
be part
beautifully.
of, but
Worst club, but it has the best members.
it has the
That's,
best
I never
members.
took it that way, but that's actually such a beautiful way of describing it. You know?
Yeah, it's like I went into a different world, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean,
Oh.
although we've been through something that is so hard, rock bottom kind of thing, but all of our struggles and, everything that we've been through are each other's light. We
Yes.
light up each other's paths, and it's really amazing to be in this different world of different people who have been through cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing actually.
You know, April, everything that you just mentioned are it's giving me goosebumps. I do this series that I started really talks about defeats, challenges, and trials. So I've met a lot of my guests have shared a lot of their challenges, and you're the first one who actually that I interviewed that went through, I think, breast cancer, but not, I had cancer survivors, but you actually explaining everything in detail, and you just said that beautifully, April. You know, we know that people go through defining moments in life, moments. You know, we all know that that moment could have broken you or lifted you
It
up.
did. It
You know what I
actually
mean?
did. It broke
Explain
me
that.
so much
Okay,
that I
so it
wanted
still
to
broke
be.
you. Yes.
Yeah, it of course. Like I
Yes.
really felt like it was the end of the life I knew.
Okay.
So probably everyone who has been diagnosed with a certain kind of, deadly disease or
Yes.
life-threatening disease would feel that.
Yes.
And I'm just sharing that I did have
Yes.
those moments wherein I
I'm
really
sure.
thought everything is like I stopped dreaming, Candice,
Oh.
literally, when I
Wait,
learned
like
that
dreaming of your life? Like
I
dreaming of
stopped
like your
all my
goals?
goals. I
Oh
stopped.
my God.
I thought I didn't know, like the
I'm
time that
sorry.
I still have uncertainties, like I didn't know when I'll be treated first because my
Right.
surgeries aren't done yet. My cancer
Yes.
is still there. Those are the times wherein, oh man, I didn't want to think about the future anymore. I just lived for the day. I lived for that day, one day at a time, and I stopped. So I just don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hope because I don't know if there's still hope.
Oh my
So
God.
at the time, I was really, really, in the darkest moments. Of course, a lot of prayers, a lot of support, a lot of um, therapy I went through. I had a cancer coach who helped me with my mental health.
Right.
Definitely, I needed
That's
someone.
good. That's
My
good.
cancer coach is a stage 4 thriver. She's also
Okay.
a breast cancer stage 4, and she knew the right words to say. And without that person and without my support group, my best friends, I wouldn't really be the
Who
person
you
that
are,
you
where
will
you are
always
right now.
see who is
Yes.
so positive and all that. It's because I had that backing me
Support.
up, right? And when I finally when I keep sharing, I keep saying that it's therapeutic because
Yes.
it makes me grounded that you
Rest.
are
Yes.
in
Which is
this
so important.
season. Yeah, you're in this season right now, but you're not going to be there forever. So that reminded me so much of that. So just slowly I will start hoping again, like, okay, little things I find silver linings in every day. Like, okay, the test result had negative lymph node, negative, no cancers in my lymph node. Great, I celebrate that. I celebrate small wins, because
Right.
if I focus on the bad things, it will just eat me down. It will eat
Yes.
me up so much. So I focus on the little things that will bring me joy, and we celebrate it in a very big way. And because of that, my mindset shifted. Did you know,
Yes.
Candice, that there was also a time that when you mentioned because I was fit and all that, right? There was a time that I kind of questioned why it happened to me, because I was fit, I was healthy, I took care of my body, I
Yes.
was at my fittest when I was diagnosed. And what changed my perspective was my husband, who told
Okay.
me, be thankful that you got your cancer at this season of your life,
That
that you are
yes.
fit,
Yes.
because everything that you've been doing all those years, we're actually preparing for this battle.
That is such a beautiful
Wow.
wow.
And that hit me
Wow.
so hard. I'm like, instead of me questioning why it happened to me, why, like a victim, be thankful that, oh yeah, I worked all those years for this. So that's why. So that's the change in perspective that I needed. And it just made me realize so many, many more things right after that. Like, okay, everything really, really happens for a reason. And this one may be something that is so hard right now, but I know and I will manifest that something great will come out of this. If not today, sometime soon. And I'm now third year, and I'm now
Accepting
living in that, looking back in retrospect, I am now in that, living
stage
in that
of your life.
blessing that I've been waiting for after the storm. I'm here now, and I'm just a living testimony to everyone that, we can still turn things around and
Yes.
just,
Yes.
find something good out of something bad.
No, I have a lot of reflection. Okay, let me do two reflections on what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Going back to like, we talked about you felt defeated. for women especially, something like breast cancer touches a really deeply personal part of our identity. Because now, so because we all know, society often ties so much of our femininity and beauty to our,
Mm.
breast. So to go through something that challenges that is, really immense. And yet,
Hmm.
like you said, it's not really, you know, I guess it's nice to say, or it's maybe we can say now that it's not about what's taken from us, but what we choose to build next.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
how did you manage that moment of that? What I mean, like, us being women and losing our breasts. Just that's something very crucial, and also a decision that you need to base, something that your decision will be based on. How did you feel at that moment, or
Yeah,
until
that was
now?
until now. Well, from the time that I decided to take the breasts out, right? I'm like, okay, am I really doing this? But yeah,
Okay.
as if I had a choice, right? So, that the moment that day when they have to remove the bandages, and I'll be seeing my breasts for the first time, and it was reconstructed. I was so anxious. I was
Of
scared.
course.
I didn't know what to expect. Of course, I would tell myself, as long as I'm alive, whatever they
Yes,
look, they'll
yes,
be
yes.
okay. I'll live with it, blah, blah, blah. But then there's still that part of you that is wishing, please make them look good because I'm going to be
Okay.
living and looking at these for the rest of my life, right?
Yes.
And I was so scared
Of
because I
course.
know that I asked them to take out the nipples. I didn't need them anymore.
Oh wait,
So
is there an option not to remove the nipples?
there is an option
Okay.
if
Sorry,
there's
I'm
no
not aware of
cancer.
this, but thank you
Yeah,
for
it's
making me
fine.
aware.
But for my case, I just didn't want to take care of them
Okay.
as well. So
Okay.
it's gonna make it complicated. So I was already imagining what it would look like, and I was bracing myself to
Hmm.
to just to just take a look at them for the
Yes.
first time. And I prayed, and I don't know. Thankfully, like, yeah, my surgeon did a great job, by the way.
Okay. Okay.
But the fact that there is a huge scar across my chest, and there's another scar that's not even the same as the left one because
Okay.
my cancer was higher, and they had to start from there and then go down. So there are two different scars.
Wait, wait. You had double?
I had a double
Oh,
mastectomy,
okay.
right?
Okay. Okay. All right.
I
Thank you.
removed both breasts, right? The
Okay.
cancer was on
Okay.
the right.
Yes.
The
Yes. Sorry.
cancer,
I
the
just
lump
wanted
was
to.
high.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually here. It's very high. So the
So it's
second
not even
surgery
here.
was the one that went back through it. The first
Okay.
surgery they went through the nipple so you can't see it. But the second
Okay.
surgery they had to slice through it. So it's
Okay.
here. And then the bilateral mastectomy, since there was already an opening there, they just opened it from there again and
Okay.
then they went back down to hide the rest of the scar. So looking at two different scars and two different looking um you know, distorted breasts that
Yes.
are, of
Yes.
course,
Yes.
swollen. I had drains hanging out of me with blood. You know, surprisingly, I
Yes.
felt more at peace seeing them for the
Wow.
first time. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, okay. So this is my new body now.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that
This is
moment right there when you
I looked
you
at myself.
accepted it.
I'm like, okay, this is my new body now. I'll live with this and I'll take care of it. Yeah, no nipples. Okay, it's okay. And then I showed my daughters. They see me wipe my scars and take care of it. Look, mommy is taking care of her scars because I have boo boos here, so many boo boos. And they'd be like, Mom, your scars are getting better.
Aww.
Oh, they're healing. Oh, look, the other one looks better now, like that. I mean, I normalized what I was going through so that the
Yes.
fear will not be implanted into their minds. I normalize that we get hurt, we will heal. We get sick,
Yes.
we will heal. And if
Yes.
we fight, we get stronger. So yeah, I mean, I still have issues with definitely,
Of
I
course,
mean,
of
it's no
course,
longer
that's
perfect.
normal.
It's no longer me, but this new body has taken me through so many wonderful things, and I can say that my body now is definitely stronger and better than my body before cancer. I must say,
Okay,
yeah.
I need to reflect on your husband. Um, when he told you that he's just happy or something to that extent that it happened now. Because, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I watched your journey even before you had cancer. I knew a big thing about my podcast and about my own healing is self love. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
know I could tell even prior to your cancer journey that you had your own way of self love. You were all
Yes.
over the internet just spreading how to love yourself, how to love your body by not just being fit. You
Yes.
were so positive. And I knew you had that self love in you. And
Mm-hmm.
going back to what your husband said, exactly what you are, that your journey of your own self-love prior to your cancer was your fighting mechanism to
Mm-hmm.
overcome whatever. And I think whatever have hit you, whatever challenge you could have gotten at that time, cancer or something else, I hope nothing ever happened. I think you would have, yes, we all get hurt, and just like you and I, we face our challenges, defeat head on, just like you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
head on.
Yeah.
Like,
Head on.
it's painful, it's gonna be, it's real, pain is real, you cried, it's, made you feel bad, but at the same time, because of that self-love, exactly what your husband said, you were at the best time of going through it, because you dealt with it head on. At the same time, you were able to find strength, and it
Mm-hmm.
actually fueled you. I look at you as if you use it to fuel you more, to
Yes.
fuel you. And then you did explain that you did have those moments where, and you stopped dreaming, you stopped thinking about your future, and that's normal. That's normal. If you
Mm-hmm.
just went out there telling everybody that, hey, I'm okay, it's not a big deal, that's not normal. And it's
Mm-hmm.
actually not being supportive of others. You still need to support others, that healing is real. Healing is possible. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's exactly how I view you. And I just want you to know that until now, I look at you as someone who still has a purpose. Like, I don't think your purpose is over. I think your purpose is just starting. So let
You
me
know,
go back to your power, the
mm-hmm.
power of movement in healing.
Yes.
April, as a cancer exercise specialist and certified lymphedema, did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Lymphedema
Lymphedema.
therapist. You help people regain strength and wellness
Mm-hmm.
after the cancer. So, for those who may not understand what this looks like, can you walk us through what you do and how your movement plays a role in the healing process for survivors?
Actually, movement is prescribed to everyone, not just
Okay.
after cancer.
You're talking about actual movement or like a group movement?
Exercise,
Okay. Movement.
exercise.
Mm-hmm.
What I do as a cancer exercise specialist is I help cancer patients in all seasons of their journey to help reclaim their strength and to help rebuild their bodies, even during cancer. And the
Okay.
more important thing that people should know is exercise is not just meant to be prescribed to people after cancer. It's actually the best time to start exercising once you
Yes.
are diagnosed. Once you're diagnosed, and even
Okay.
before you are diagnosed, even people who are well, who are not sick, if you're exercising, it means you're already taking care of your body. Like what I did, I prepared my body and I didn't know that it was for cancer. So people who are already having an active lifestyle have a big
Right.
advantage through
Yes.
everything. And when I say when you have just been diagnosed, and that's the best time for you to start exercising. If you ask me when's the best time, start when you
Okay.
just got diagnosed, and if you're not moving, do it now. Start now,
Okay.
because there's such a thing as rehabilitation. Rehab, 'di ba may? I mean, there's rehabilitation. It's
Yes.
like
Yes. So this is
after you
prior.
recover,
Prior. Okay.
right? Pre-rehabilitation is preparing your body before your surgery, preparing your body before your treatment, so that you have a bigger chance of recovering
Yes.
faster and better. And even patients who are currently on the thick of their battle, currently going through chemotherapy, currently going through radiation, exercise is still prescribed to them because it really is like an adjunct therapy or something that is very, very supportive of current cancer modalities. It's
Yes.
actually considered as medicine and just as effective as chemo drugs in helping eliminate tumor cells in the body.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
it's amazing.
I love that. April,
Hmm.
movement as medicine. That is
Hmm.
something that we should like spread all over. That movement
That's right.
in itself
It
is
is.
medicine. Because just imagine yourself being stagnant, like literally just staying in bed or not moving. It just causes more, I just feel like it causes more anxiousness, more physical
Yes.
distress,
It
right?
just does
So,
more harm than good.
yeah, so I
So
love
a lot
that
of people
idea.
are scared about exercising, especially
Right,
when they just had surgery or
right,
especially when they are just going through chemotherapy. And I just want to bust that myth that you cannot exercise
right,
during those periods of time. There are safe movements and targeted movements that you can do in order for you to be able to maximize your recovery in
right.
those periods of time
Yes,
because not doing anything will do your body more harm.
right,
For
right,
example, you just had surgery in the breast and you chose not to move and you just lay down your bed and rested, and no one told you what else to do. So naturally your body will heal and there will be all sorts of scar tissues
right,
forming inside. There will be adhesions, your muscles will start to weaken, or they will be pulled by the fascia that are hardening.
right.
So many things that are going through, and then you'll be surprised how come I can't lift my arm this high anymore.
Yes,
Of course, because you didn't move, right? So that's
yeah,
the reason why there are also movements or some sort of arm exercises that are prescribed to patients who have gone through a mastectomy. And for those who are going through chemotherapy, for example, who are scared to move because yeah, they feel all sorts of fatigue and side effects. Exercise is actually the one that fights the cancer related fatigue. It may
okay,
seem counterintuitive, but fatigue is caused by the chemo drugs and because they're all over your system. But when you exercise, it actually helps release many things in your body,
wow,
neurotransmitters, myokines, all those things that combats the fatigue and gives you endorphins as well to feel
yes,
better, fights depression and anxiety. And at the same time, it also enhances and helps the chemo drugs to be, more effective in circulating in
okay,
your body. So they should understand that there are safe movements that you
okay,
can do wherever you are in your cancer journey. And that is what a cancer exercise specialist is for because we know what the
wow,
body who has gone through cancer is going through, or we know what to expect with the drugs that are giving side effects or the
right,
surgeries that are causing so many things. And with that, we create a program that is
right.
just specially made for
For
you, for your
cancer, for
case.
breast cancer survivors.
Not just
Okay,
for breast cancer, but
okay,
cancer exercise specialists
okay,
can also manage all sorts of cancers.
okay.
Hmm.
So let me summarize that part of our conversation. That movement in whatever form allows us to reclaim our bodies.
Hmm.
It reminds us that we're still here, we're still breathing, still able to move forward, right? So I thank you for that. That's a really good realization, especially for people who are undergoing cancer or not even cancer, any surgery or even pain in general. Like anyone going through trials in their life that
Hmm.
could be emotionally defeated, just think about move. Just keep moving. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just kind of like I'm picturing myself. If I am at my lowest, what do I do? Do I just stay in bed and cry, or do I just stand up, dance, or stand up, go exercise, dance, or
Mm-hmm.
just stand up, go for a walk. You have an option. And just
Mm-hmm.
imagine how this one is really going to bring you down, and how this one, even for that moment, kind of lifts you up because you're actually
Mm-hmm.
moving. So it's such a
Yes.
powerful realization. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, um, talk about advocacy born from survival. Through your work and advocacy, you've empowered others to take charge of their health and healing. Um, what has been the most powerful, rewarding part of promoting breast cancer awareness and early detection through your movement? Move beyond cancer. Maybe also at this time, tell us exactly what else do you do, and what do you hope people take away from your platform? And what is it? Is it like a movement? Is it something virtual, in person? Do you only cater to Filipinos, or is it, are you worldwide? Talk to us about your movement.
Okay, so let's go through the um first one is like what is the biggest um thing that takeaway that my
Yes.
profession has
So,
given? Yeah,
mm-hmm,
right.
yes, yeah. Like
So for
how,
me,
like take how did you
like my
take charge of your
advocacy.
feeling? Yeah, the advocacy.
Right,
Yes.
right, right.
Mhm.
How did my advocacy impact so many? The fact that when I was sharing my story, it opened up so many doors, so many people who found me and drew strength and hope from my story. So one of the biggest impacts that it created, not just in my life but also in other people's lives, is how they were inspired to take action, to actually book that appointment and get that mammogram or ultrasound, because so many people are still scared. And receiving messages from women who told me
Yeah.
like, April, thank you so much for
Wow.
your monthly reminder. Because of your posts, I finally got the courage to get checked. I
Yes.
got the mammogram today and everything's normal. Or someone found the cancer, but it
Yeah.
was early detection. And if she didn't listen to my story or she didn't read my posts, she would have dismissed that lump for a milk
Okay.
duct that is clogged.
Wow.
You know,
Yes.
so many things that, made me realize that, yeah, everything that I do has an impact on at least
Yes.
one life. And even if
Yes.
just one person reads my story or my post today and takes action and it actually saves her life, everything's worth it,
Yes.
right? So that made me, or that inspired me to do something more that's bigger than myself. When exercise, when I have proven to myself that exercise really is medicine and it shows with everything that I've been through, it inspired me to take action and to actually get that certification.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, so it led me to one of my best friends in the States,
Mm-hmm.
breast friend. I met her in Instagram and I saw her Instagram story that she was studying for a certification, and I'm like, what is that all about? And she told me about, oh yeah, it's a certification to be a cancer exercise specialist. Is that something that I can do? Because I'm from the Philippines. I'm not sure if that can be worldwide. And she's like, girl, it's global and no one is doing it yet in the Philippines. Go check it out.
Wow.
Yeah, so I messaged the owner and I'm like, is this something that I can do because I'm a nurse and these are my credentials? And then I just finished cancer treatment and all that. And she was like, yeah, you should apply. And, long story short, I got a scholarship. I was granted the full certification course and I passed the exam.
Wow.
And in 2023, I got the certification to be one of the first cancer exercise specialists in the Philippines. So since then, I started helping um, patients in, creating exercise programs that are specific for cancer patients and cancer survivors. Um, and just last year, so I thought like, oh, maybe I can do something more because I want to give back more. I
Yes.
knew that I can do more because I just know that I can do more
You have a
things.
purpose.
Yeah, I know that this pain is really something that is really my purpose in life, and I thought that I was done in the medical field being a nurse. I retired early because I didn't want to work. I just wanted to focus on my children. But now I think, I was thinking maybe this happened because it
Yeah.
is, the
Yes.
right time for me to go back, and this is to just realize my purpose, because I prayed for it. I want to know what my purpose in life really is. I prayed for
Yes.
it in 2021, and I got the answer in 2020 in the
Wow.
form of
Wow.
cancer. That's weird, right? So
No,
yeah, so
it's a beautiful
yeah,
um
it's crazy. So,
yeah.
and while everything is just slowly unfolding, it's like the universe has been conspiring to
Yes.
just bringing me so many things at the right time. And wow, and just last year, in my community where I serve for cancer exercise, we have a well-being center. It's called Better Days Well-being Center, and we create a after cancer care or holistic care for cancer
Okay.
community. So they were talking about and encouraging me to to explore being a lymphedema therapist, because
Wow.
there's so many breast cancer patients who are really suffering from lymphedema, or
What is lymphedema?
excess
I'm sorry. What is
lymphedema. Oh,
lymphedema?
sorry. Okay, so let me just a very very basic
Briefly. Like,
brief explanation is when lymphedema happens when there is a compromised lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system is like another circulatory system. The circulatory system
okay.
brings blood back
Okay.
and forth from the heart, right? But there's a lymphatic system wherein it is in charge of draining um, toxins, waste products, proteins, fats from the tissues from all over our body to be
Okay.
excreted by our body. And when it is compromised, for example, in breast cancer, wherein our lymph nodes were removed to test if it has cancer, those lymph nodes are in very different areas of our body, in our neck, armpits, in our very deep abdomen, back of our knees,
Wow.
in our inguinal area. Yeah. So they're spread out,
Okay.
and they help with fighting infection or help your body fight with an immune response and all that. So there's what we call a lymphatic fluid that
Okay.
also goes through our body right under the skin
Okay.
because of the vessels, and also gets excreted through the deep lymphatic channels. So with a compromised lymphatic system, it's like you're in a freeway that has, working, all the lanes are working, right? But
Okay.
then if you take out one
It's
lane from the
clogged.
freeway,
Yeah.
it's going to clog up, and it's
Uh-huh.
going to bottleneck, and it's going to cause a lot of traffic. So
Okay.
that's kind
Got
of
it.
what like happens to our lymphatic system. They got three lymph nodes, and those three lymph nodes are serving, let's say, your hands and stuff. So it no longer can drain. Therefore, it gets a buildup of fluid. And for those people who have compromised lymphatic system, especially those who had lymph node dissections, they are more prone or at risk for lymphedema, edema of the limb
Yeah.
that has the affected. So that's what I treat.
Okay.
And we were talking about, April, why don't you consider being a lymphedema therapist? Because here in our country, in the Philippines, there are just really a few. It's a very, very specialized profession, because there's just very few, like less than 50 people, I think, or something. And some of them go abroad, and
Mm-hmm.
not everyone gets the treatment that they need.
Yes.
And I'm like, how can I do that? The only way that you can get that certification is to study it in Canada or in
Okay.
Austria, right? Or in, I don't know if there's in Singapore and Australia, but I have to go and fly to
Yeah.
study abroad for that. And you know what, Candice? It's crazy. I
You
literally
did.
cried because there's an institution here in the Philippines that brought the VODER International
Wow.
Academy to the Philippines
Wow. So you
just
were
this
able to
year.
do it in the Philippines
I was
and
the first
get it
batch.
certified, like wherever that country is, like still
Yes,
be considered. Wow.
they brought brain. It's called Brainery.
Okay.
It's in Quezon City. Um, and they bring gold standard certification courses to the
Wow.
country. And this year they brought the VODER Academy for um, complete decongestion therapy and manual
Wow.
lymphatic drainage. The whole thing that I need to be a
Was
certified
in
lymphedema
front of you
therapist
now. Wow.
was brought here. So I
Yes.
was
You're
crying
giving
and
me
like
goosebumps.
crazy. Yeah, like oh my god, is this really happening? That it's like manifested the whole thing, and it's happening so fast. And like, okay, the tuition fee was crazy expensive, but we found a way because there's
Okay.
no other chance that I'm gonna get
Yes.
this, So I took the chance and I did it last February. It
How
was
long
like,
did it take you?
oh
Like
man,
months?
no, it's like they shortened. I mean, they what do you call this? They put in all the hours every day, so 16
Okay.
full days. It's like
Okay.
175 hours total.
Okay.
I forgot
Wow.
for the whole level 1 to level 3
Wow.
with all the exams, all the tests, and all the actual what do you call this? Practical skills,
Internship,
everything,
hands on. Okay. Yeah.
hands-on skills, and all that. And yeah, I graduated. I passed everything, and yeah, that's
Where are you now? At this, like for that, where are you at now? You completed, you passed, did you start your
I
movement?
did.
Is
I
this
finished it.
okay? I
Yeah.
mean, now,
So
are you now helping others?
yes, I'm currently treating patients now. Ever since we
Oh,
passed in February, I'm
uh-huh.
now certified to help treat and manage lymphedema
Wow.
for patients who have
Wow.
undergone that kind of condition. So I've worked with so many patients already since then, and I realized that like wow, this is such a an honor to be able to be one of the few in the country
Wow.
because
I'm so proud of you.
yeah, in our batch, the first batch of Fodder Philippines, there's just 16 of us. There's
Who
just 16 of
graduated? Who
us.
has that
Yeah,
course?
who finished that here. So to add the 16 to the other current CLTs in the country, I think there's just less than 50 or less than 100 of us in the whole country. And we still need more actually. That's why we're advocating, we're
Okay.
raising awareness about lymphedema
Okay.
because the biggest fighting chance that we can give is awareness.
Okay.
Otherwise, people who don't know what it is just leaves the limb feeling all sorts of heavy and tight, and then it progresses and it gets worse. So yeah, we were the first pioneer batch,
Wow.
and
Wow.
my classmates were doctors. My classmates were also PTs. They were vascular
Wow.
doctors, and I'm like one of I think I'm the only nurse there in that batch. But all of us are medical professionals, and
Yeah. Yes.
it's like our batch was like, guys, we have so much to do. We have so many people to
Yes.
help. Let's
Yeah,
work
you want to
together.
recruit more therapists. You are helping survivors, and you're spreading the awareness.
Yeah.
That's a lot, a lot.
It's a lot of work, and
Yes,
it's like a birthing pain actually because we're the
yes,
pioneers in the country. There's like so many things we need. We have lack of supplies like bandages and
yes.
compression devices that we need, but are not available in the country because it comes from from
Abroad,
Europe
yeah.
or from US, or yeah, and we have problems with the FDA approving them all. So it's still a big challenge, but you know, it's expected since it's
Okay.
just starting. We're the ones
Yes,
who are
yes.
starting it here, and it's very, very quite young worldwide. Like people are just, everyone's just really starting to be more aware and
Okay.
improving, the modalities that will help, and people are still getting to know what the lymphatic system is and how amazing it really is. Yeah, so
Well,
it's still growing.
it's the reason also why I have this channel, this podcast channels, is I feature individuals. A lot of my guests are not, they have a mission, they have a purpose, they have a, they have a movement.
Mhm.
And let's just hope that somebody hears about your
Mhm.
movement. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of generous organizations here in America. They look for, um they usually, like, if you're a corporation here, you look for ways to help. All
Mhm.
right. If you're an organization, like, I think
Right.
it's really the norm. So let's
Mhm.
just hope for the best. And you already said, I have to reflect on what you said, that you felt like the universe was making things happen for you, right?
It really is. Yeah.
I believe in that entirely. When you
Mhm.
have a calling, when you
Yeah.
have a purpose, a path, it could be a new purpose or something that you were born into, everything's just going to fit in its places in the right timing.
Yeah,
It
it's
could
just aligning.
manifest like what you said. It could have it manifested first with you having the cancer, which you had to deal with pain, but eventually it opened a lot of avenues for you, like your movement, your being a lymphedema therapist, your movement, your it's just amazing how a defining moment in our life can actually become a way for us to be more. That's exactly what happened to me. My husband passed away 2023 from being a teacher, uh, an admin for 30 years. I changed path. I changed
Hmm.
my calling, and being a keynote speaker, being a speaker opened a lot of avenues for me too. I'm podcasting, I'm hosting, and like you, I'm creating a movement of spreading love. That is my calling now. And just like you, I truly believe that when God, our source, our universe puts you in your path, everything will just start fitting its places. And don't be surprised when all of a sudden your limitations, what your fears are, what you know that, hey, I still need this, will just come flowing. Because, like I said, this is our purpose, this is our path. So everything is going to be provided for us if we just believe. And of course,
Hmm.
we have to put the effort. I believe in that. We still have to put the effort,
Of
but at the
course.
same time, the right people, the right organization, our
Yeah.
source, our God, is there, will find us, and it
Mm-hmm.
will just come smoothly. And I believe in that. And
Yes.
I see you. Oh my God, April, I see your potential. I believe that the most powerful movements begin with one person's pain turned into
Yeah.
purpose. And that's exactly what you went through. April, what you've built is not just a platform, it's a sanctuary. And it's so aligned with what I'm building. So I can kind of feel your excitement. I kind of feel your pain, your worries, but I feel that you're gonna make it. I just feel that you have such a purpose in life that I see your energy and your power. I don't think you're ever gonna stop. Okay. And please continue what you're doing, because like what you said, I didn't even know what the lymphedema therapy is. And you're just opening a lot of doors for everybody, not just the survivor, cancer survivor, but just everybody in general, for preventive. It doesn't have to be those actually going through what you just said, but at the same time, just spreading awareness so that we can actually prepare ourselves to things that might happen for us, right? And I see your possibilities for you. You connecting with big hospitals in the Philippines, you creating your own platform, you creating your own podcast, you creating digital courses, you creating your own live consultation. Oh my God, you have so much potential because you are such a strong spirited person. Please don't stop. Your movement is making a difference, and you inspire me to keep going with mine. Okay. um,
Thank you.
no, no, really. No, I see a person through their soul. Like whenever I interview someone in my guest, like there's always a reason why you're here in my platform. It's because you have a purpose in life, and I'm just so, so proud to share your story to everyone. Thank you, April.
Yay. Thank you for having me, Candice. It's
No,
so
what
fun
more?
talking about all these things, right? Yeah,
No,
what else?
it's like what you said, it's healing. Talking is healing.
Yeah, I love
And
talking about
not
stuff.
everybody knows. Yes, they know you have a movement, but sometimes people need to know exactly what can it do for others, right? Now,
Hmm.
if there I always ask this to my guests, if there's one quote, message, or concept that you want my viewers, people to remember you by or with, what would that be? Like anything.
Oh, wow. That's hard.
Or like something that is really very strongly that you want to share others, just to give them hope, or just to give them words of encouragement, anything.
So many. Maybe, okay, for one, definitely.
Uh-huh.
One is to make sure that you take charge of your health. No one
Okay.
else will advocate for yourself but you, and it's your life. So, health is wealth, definitely.
Okay.
And Number two is don't stop moving. Aging is just a number. Anyone can do exercise, and exercise is really truly something that can heal and can help you go through so many health challenges,
Mm-hmm.
recovering and all that. So yeah, movement
Wow,
is
wow.
medicine.
That's big. That's big because my platform is big on self-love and what you just did and what you've been doing. You're being mindful, you're taking care of yourself physically, emotionally. Thank you for spreading that. There's so many ways that you can love yourself and do it right now. Right after you watch this podcast, take care of yourself, prioritize yourself. Don't wait for that defining moment to happen to your life and start your journey because that self love is actually your fighting mechanism or defense mechanism in order for you to go through whatever challenge or defining moment that hits you. You know, it's a really big help if you finally, be at peace with yourself. Then everything else is going to be possible. You know what I mean? It's not going to be that bad. Um, April, I just want to thank you for being here today. Your truth, your story, your vulnerability, your strength, and your mission. And I truly continue to pray for your complete healing and wholeness. And I know that your story is changing lives. Now, if our listeners want to connect with you or learn more about your movement or anything, where can they find you? Do you have anything to promote?
Okay, thank you again, Candice, for
Of
having me here
course.
and
Thank
for
you.
this opportunity to share my
Yes.
story and my advocacies. Definitely, I encourage people who are looking for someone to connect with, especially if they just got diagnosed. My entire breast cancer journey is saved on my IG highlights in my Instagram page. It's at April Perreras, so that's my personal page. And for my advocacies and my exercise coaching services and lymphedema awareness, it's at Move Beyond Cancer. It's also in
Okay.
Instagram, it's also in Facebook. So just feel free to connect with me and message me anytime. I'd love to meet so many more people here in this space.
And I have a lot of guests who, might benefit from you too. I'll just, send them towards your way.
That
And
would be great.
also, this is shared when I publish this podcast. I shared it on multiple social media platforms, and I always, present you. So before, I'm going to ask for all the links
Yeah.
of what you
Tag me
just
as
said.
collaborator.
Yes, and we're here already. We're helping each other so that when I spread
Yeah.
this and share this, they can actually just press the link to be directly connected to you. Okay? All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yo, no, no, no. Please, thank you. It is my honor to have you. All right. And please say hello to everyone in your family. I miss them. I can still remember them as children, but it's nice to have you here. It brings back a lot of memories to me. Um,
Thank you.
thank you again. And to
It's a pleasure.
everyone, thank you so much. To everyone tuning in, thank you for joining me once again on the Intentional Excellence podcast. This episode is part of our Burned Not Broken series, where we honor stories like April's of hardship turned into healing and pain turned into power. And remember this, you are not broken, you are rising. Thank you, April, for being here. And again, for everyone, keep walking in excellence. And I'll see you in the next episode. Find me on www.candiceruggiero.com or connect with me in all my social media platform, linktree/Candice Ruggiero. And again, let's take care of ourselves. That is the best weapon we can always have. Be intentional about self love. Thank you, April, and thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, everyone.